Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of One Take. So, before we jump into today's topic, I want to throw out a little disclaimer that what I'm about to say might offend a couple of people, might offend one of you watching. And it is not the intent of your host here at One Take to directly or indirectly offend anyone. However, we do not trap the truth here at One Take. And that's what we're jumping into. So apologies in advance if it offends, but let's move on to today's topic. So, what I want to know is when, where, how was Andre the Giant ever Santa Claus? Or when did a muscle bound giant steroid soaked reindeer become applicable in exterior holiday decorations? I don't recall a gigantic Santa or his accompanying gigantic reindeer that looks like he played baseball in the late 80s and early 90s as part of any story, Christmas story scene claymation movie that I experienced as a child or thrust upon my children as they were growing up. Yet here we are. Now, I suppose simply we could thank the 13-foot Home Depot skeleton from Halloween for ushering in the egregiously large and oversized holiday yard decoration. But is it the skeleton's fault? Is it Home Depot's fault? Or is it maybe that we have turned into, I don't know, a society or people that like to brag, whether it's directly or indirectly, to make us feel better about ourselves or to make us look or feel better in front of other people? Now, from a practical standpoint, does an 8-foot Santa mean that I'm better at Christmas than my neighbor? Is having the steroid laden gigantic reindeer mean that I understand Christmas better? Does having giant decorations mean I know the secret sauce to better Christmasing than anyone else out there? No, it doesn't at all. And yet, we follow the same practice in so much of our lives, and particularly here in the mortgage industry. One of the first things we like to say is how long we've been in the industry. But the reality is what the crap did my 2003 loan officer self have to do with me now? Or when I worked at a fulfillment site for a bank lender 14 years ago? Or even the technology company that I worked for 7 or 8 years ago? Not a whole lot. Now, did it bring in some foundational elements and various things like that? Absolutely. But so did the dial up internet. So did the first cell phones. But we don't cling to those. Hell, even on resumes, you don't typically put beyond 10 years because beyond 10 years, no one gives a crap about. And honestly, 6 or 7 out, nobody really does either because the world changes so much. And yet we cling to our time as a badge of honor when in reality, what really matters is what we're doing now, what we're thinking now, what we're trying now, what we're looking for our future now. Our inability to get beyond this braggadociousness, I think I just created a word. If not, compliments to whoever did, as a way to add value to ourselves, to create value for us in the eyes of others. And that's just not the case. Everywhere we've been to before has happened already. What's most important to the world and to you and to us and the business is who we are now, what we do now, how we move forward with that. By clinging to the past and clinging to this notion of this long term of time as a determiner, whatever, of our decisions and how we approach our life, our world, our industry is holding us back. It's keeping us from looking forward. It's keeping us from trying new things. We focus too much time on how long somebody's been around or how long a company has been around before we actually look into it. And yet, on the flip side of that, everything that has to do with technology is changing at a second's pace. And yet, we as people as an industry, as exterior holiday lawn decorators, are looking at things in a totally different way. And it's wrong. No, an 8-foot plastic Santa doesn't make you better at Christmas than your neighbor. It doesn't mean you understand Christmas better. It doesn't mean that you are enlightened in some way that your neighbors are not, even if you have the reindeer and you have the skeleton up in your attic, which God knows how that happens. It's huge. The same goes with time in an industry, and particularly in the mortgage industry, but I would venture to say in any other industry. It's great that we have that badge of honor, that we've stuck to an industry for so long. But who cares? Because the only thing that matters is now. It doesn't matter what happened 2 years ago. It doesn't matter what happened 2 weeks ago sometimes. It certainly doesn't matter what the hell happened 20 years ago. Because the you of now, the company of now, the industry of now is what matters. And it's the only thing that's going to control. It's the only thing that's going to impact. It's the only thing that's going to change where it all goes from here. So focus on where you're at right now, not where you've been. You don't need to brag. You need to experience. And this is One Take. Make it a great day. Take care.